Welcome back to Grow Joyfully Home and Garden. It's another wonderful garden tour Saturday with your host, Grandma Sandy, your co-host, Suffolk Susie, Pat's Garden Life, and Growing on Vancouver Island. I'm also part of another collab hosted by Janita at Janita's BF Well Wishes Gardening. For this one, you use the hashtag Let's Share Our Plants, Success, and Disaster Stories. Both of these collabs are open for anybody to join. Just use those hashtags. Well, here we are, later into August, and our gardens are maturing more and more. Some of the things are getting done. I know that my beans on the bean hoop there, some of them are turning yellow and don't look so happy. But that is the nature of the season. I've got a lot to harvest today, and I have a lot to continue to can. So we are busy. So I wanted to bring you along with me today. My husband, my son, my little grandson are back there by the barn busily working, loading road mix, sand and gravel, into the wheelbarrows, and they're bringing it out here and creating a whole new pathway for me. So that is extremely sweet and very exciting. My husband's trying to get it to where it doesn't get all wet and muddy down here in the low spots. He wants to make it a nice, seamless, easy to walk on surface between these two greenhouses. So it's a wonderful project that they're doing, and I appreciate their hard work, and it's wonderful to see them teach our beautiful little grandson how to work hard. I think in this life, if we teach our children respect and responsibility and how to work hard, then we've done a great job. So let's get started harvesting. You're going to hear cute grandkid noise in the background. I think it's lovely. So I have my garden bag, which my sister gave me and is very, very helpful. I keep fertilizer, scissors, twine, seeds, my water, you name it. I keep it in there. It's all together where I can bring it wherever I go. Here's my trusty trug that I use all the time for harvesting, and another container to boot, and it's all in this very, very helpful garden wagon. This is the time of year where it's kind of a race to the finish line. You wonder which of your plants are actually going to make it to maturity and produce their fruit and give you some wonderful fruit for the year, whatever it is, whether it's tomatoes, cucumbers, you name it. So that is what's happening here, and I just have to keep them tied up, fertilized, and watered. Try to keep them as happy as possible. So in this jungle this jungle called the blackberry vines that I never have time to get to train them over to this fence, to cut back the ones that are dead, to take care of. Right now I am in harvesting and canning freezing mode. That broccoli crown must go in and must be eaten today. So I think I'm going to make broccoli cheese soup in order to use up these broccolis that I've harvested. Also, a wonderful thing is some of my peppers are getting flowers. Now these are early jalapenos and the cayenne slims. I don't use either one of them, but we're going to sell them at the farm stand. Sweet potatoes are just coming on beautifully. I need to take my 10 or 15 minutes and weed each bed a little bit. But because I'm behind today, I may not take that time. I'll just do the obvious bindweed that I see. I brought the early red chief out here where it's in the sun more. This is a determinate tomato, and it looks like, well, there's more than one tomato in here. I just took the rest that were still alive and doing well and put them all together in this pot, so we'll see what comes of it. But I'm really going to have to be mindful of watering, fertilizing, staking up. Now because it's a determinate, it doesn't need quite as much support, but it still needs support. This is a Cherokee Purple, last ditch effort, probably nothing going to come of it, but I could always put it in the greenhouse. We're going to try to barely heat one greenhouse, probably the new one, because it's more, just the way it's built, it's going to stay more weather resistant. And we're going to barely heat it to keep it from freezing to see if we can keep any of these guys alive during the winter. The Northern Ruby Paste I put out here is doing well. This tag is gone. I don't even remember what it is, but we'll find out together. And these tomatoes are coming on. Here is my surprise sunflower that just turned up, and we'll take it gladly. Hillbilly, Ananas Noir, and on this one I think it's a Cherokee Purple. But I must harvest that beautiful broccoli crown. It's the best I've ever had. And I've got to get it in the house, wash it in salt water, get the buggies off, and put it in the refrigerator. And then I must use it. Here's some more noodle beans. I'm just going to let these guys grow for the beans because I didn't have any more left. I don't have time to take care of them and put them up. I don't know how to use them, but it's okay because I'm growing them for more seed. So I can grow some more next year and be just as confused as to what to do with them. No, there's a little sarcasm there. Okay. So, hello, Sweet 100 that has not been pruned, trained, tied up, anything. This is what it'll look like. But it does have basic support underneath of the cattle panel. So that will help it. Now this little beauty is my Sun Gold Cherry. And when you get these things and they're orange, you have never had such a sweet treat. Honestly, incredible. I've got some more top crop beans coming up that I planted, and I have to come out here and hand water this because this is where I put some more carrots. I don't know if I'm going to get any because the bindweed is so active out here, but we will see. So I've got to do some weeding, and we will be right back. Okay, that's done, but I am not keeping this area as wet as I should. It's in the back corner of the garden, and it gets the least amount of water, but it needs the most because the carrots are not going to germinate without it, without being watered really well. So I need to rectify that right now, and I'm going to go get the hose and water. On my way to get the hose, I see another beautiful broccoli crown. Okay, there's a lot to do. I need to have it weed eated. It's getting dry. I need to harvest. I need to can. I've got this. No problem. Okay, I've got the new carrot seeds watered. On to the next job. This is a very dry corner of the main garden, but I'm loving it right now because it has pumpkins growing everywhere, so it makes it greener and prettier. I try to water while I'm harvesting to save time, and I'm finding a whole bunch of green beans. These guys look like they're just about on their way out. I do have these started over here as a succession crop, but I don't think I have enough time to pull these guys out and then have more grow successfully. I don't know what to do about that. Depends on the year and how soon it gets cold and freezes. I don't like having to operate that way, but nobody asked me, nobody gave me a choice. Nature does what she wants. So I'm just working away, watering things, harvesting, trying to tidy where I can, because I spent time in the kitchen, cleaning my whole kitchen, which is a total necessity. It's already hot out here, and it's just after 10 o'clock. But I have my hat, my sunglasses, my neck fan, my water. That's about all I can do. And to work really fast and efficiently. That's why I water and harvest at the same time. I just put the spray nozzle on and fix it so that it's watering on its own, and I'll stick that in a bed, go harvest something, and move on to something else. I'm going to leave these beans here at the end, no matter what goes on with them, whether I plant more or not, for seed. I'm going to just purposely let this plant here at the end stay here, get big and fat, beans on it, and then pick them and dry them out and save them for next year's seed. I think I harvested this broccoli just in the nick of time. I know a lot of you think it's crazy that I'm growing brassicas during the summer, but that's how it goes for me for whatever reason. They don't get going soon enough. They don't grow during the spring. And it takes them this long to do well. And they do well. Sometimes I'll have them taken over by aphids, but because I have them spread out through the garden and not with each other in a big row of brassicas, we seem to be doing good. So I'm not going to fight it. This, among other things, are going to be counted as my success story. That's part of the collab from Janita's BF Well Wishes Gardening. You just use the hashtag, Let's Share Our Plants Success and Disaster Stories. This, my friends, is a success. If you remembered from the beginning of this last week, I removed the bean plants that were growing here. There were some Blue Lake pole beans, there were some Italian flat beans growing here, and I had a little teepee. And I took it out, and look how much bigger and happier the bell pepper plant is. The lavender, it even grew a little and bloomed just a tiny bit. And the sweet banana pepper. So I do like to plant things densely. Sometimes it works out and pays off, and sometimes it's just time to clean it out, take some plants out, and give them the space, light, and nutrition they need. Now take a look at this. This is the plant that I bought at the store, but this is my second bell pepper, and I just love it. I just had to update you on these two green night eggplants. There's a beautiful bloom there, and if you look down here, there's a little green night eggplant. It looks like they're kind of green and long, not your typical kind of round egg-shaped purple eggplant. Never grown them before successfully, so this is really exciting for me. And my one yellow flesh watermelon is still growing, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the stem. I have to trace it back. And you're supposed to look at the curly Q. I kind of need to move it so I can tell. I would say this is the curly Q closest to the stem, and it is not dried up and ready. Oh, it's so lovely and shady back in this corner. I may just stay here all day. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Okay, first of all, 42-day tomato, Mountain Princess, Payette Dwarf, and two beefy purples. They're doing okay. I hope they have time to not only set their fruit, which some of them have, but for the fruit to mature. So yes, that's going okay. And I'd like to know what you are. You must be a pumpkin. Growing right up against the fence. Now, wouldn't you say that's a pumpkin? It's going to have a weird spot from growing up right on the fence. But maybe I'll move it. That's where it was leaning up against the fence. But I've moved it out, turned it around a little bit. And I think we're going to have a pumpkin there. That will be great for my grandkids. I actually have a honeydew melon. A couple of the plants in here. Why I put it in here with these pumpkins is beyond me. Bad choice. But they're growing. And look. Can you see in there? Another pumpkin. So that's cool. Would be nice if I could get probably at least 9 pumpkins, because I have 10 grandkids. One's a baby, she won't care so much. But then the grandkids could enjoy coming out here to Grandma's pumpkin patch and picking a pumpkin. Nothing better. I planted a dragon tongue bean there just for fun because nothing else was coming up. So we'll have to see if the little feller can grow, but it definitely needs watering. I just have to calm down these Sweet 100 cherry tomato plants. They're driving me crazy. In the back they can go crazy. In the front I'm going to have to calm it down just a bit. I almost put my hand on a wasp nest over there in the dying blackberries. I was starting to get to them and trim them back, and lo and behold, there's a wasp nest. So I just sprayed it with this wasp killer Now that's not organic, and at this point I don't care. I'm trying to keep it from drifting on strawberries and other things, but needs must, right? I mean, you can't even work over there safely with a wasp nest over there, as Heather from Tomatoes, Poppies, and Everything will tell you. She was attacked viciously by a bunch of yellow jackets that I guess make their nest underground. So that's another thing about this time of year. Please be careful because of the wasps that build their nest right there on the bushes, and the yellow jackets that build their nests underground. So please be careful. We don't want a terrible accident to happen to anybody. What I'm going to do is reset myself and turn on my neck fan, take a big drink of cold water, try to work in the shade, and tell myself that I don't have to be out here that long. I'm going to water these things, pick a few things, and then I'm just going to go in. But I wanted to show you this wall of Sweet 100s and Sun Gold cherries, how I really fiercely, as you can see by the pile on the ground, trim them back, and it will help them with light, space, and nutrition. So that feels good. I'm going to continue to pick some green beans, get everything watered, pick cucumbers as I'm going. I would have to count this cucumber wall, especially this one on the south of the garden, very successful. Here we go, enjoying the beautiful volunteer chocolate sprinkles plant that I made a little teepee for, and I just took down the Italian flat beans that were competing for space, light, and nutrition, and my ever-bearing beautiful sage. Even the basil's not doing bad. The parsley is under here, and I think I'm going to cut all these beans back that are competing for space, light, and nutrition. So I am determined to just walk throughout the garden and enjoy myself and look at the beautiful things like the Rudbeckia flower, the broccoli that's heading right there, the San Marzano plant, tomato plant that is growing really well, the determinates that are growing well, and the pumpkins that are doing well, and the crazy but fun watermelon patch, the green night eggplant. So I'm going to take these all for the win, focus on my successes for today, not let it psych me out, and then I'm going to go in where it's cool and make myself a pitcher of homemade lemonade with real fresh squeezed lemons, and probably put some either peaches or blackberries in the lemonade. It just tastes so good. That is summertime to me. I hope you guys are not getting psyched out. You're not giving up. You're staying motivated, thinking ahead to saving seeds for the coming year. I don't necessarily have a fall garden, quote unquote. I just have one garden that I plant and goes all throughout the season. It changes, of course, matures, some things die. I try to replant when I have the time left in the year to grow something. But if not, I just see out the rest of the garden and I try to enjoy it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this garden tour Saturday and this Let's Share Our Plants success and disaster stories. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for stopping by.